So on the screen, I have some Divisi notes. The flutes and the bells and the trombones have a low B flat and a F above it. The clarinets and the trumpets, we all have a low C and the G above it. And the alto saxophones, you all have a low G and the D above it. Now, bell players, you could technically do this as a double stop. You have two hands, you've got two notes, you could do a B flat in the left and the F in the right. However, today we are looking at Divisi. With Divisi, we have it where half the section plays the lower note and half the section plays the higher note. So in this case, half of the bell players, trombone players, and flute players would play the low B flat, the other half would play the F. Half of the clarinet trumpet players would be the low C, the other half would be the G. The G, the other half would be the D. This does get a little more advanced as we could have multiple notes. So here we see that I'm modifying it and there are now 3 notes instead of 2 notes. So similar concept, 1/3 of the section would play the low note, 1/3 would play the middle note, and 1/3 would play the high note. So let's look at the flute part for a second. There's a flat on the first lower note, the B flat. That is only for the B flat. The D would just be a regular D and the F would be a regular F. If they wanted the D to be a D flat as well, they would have to add. And if they wanted the F to be like an F sharp as well, they would have to add it. So the accidental only applies to the note that it is directly in front of, not to the ones in other octaves. The rules do still remain about going through the measure. So, here we would have the B flat D F Divisi, and then this one remains B flat because that B flat carries through the measure. Remember, only the B is flat, so that's a regular C, a regular D. The way it's written, that would be a regular E, and that would be a regular F. But this is the context of the key signature that's inferred. We would want to do an E flat there. So Divisi, you do not play all of the notes at once. You figure out in advance which note you're assigned to, and when everyone covers the notes, then the group has some beautiful harmony.